Hey HTDA and welcome back to Satisfactory, and we have now set up a nice little hub over here. We have a huge amount of production incoming, well, huge at least for this part of the game. And we have our little hub over here where we can just drop in and get all the resources we want. Today we are going to focus a little bit on science, but before that I have a very important message. Bob is back, as you can see. I have no idea what happened, but apparently there was some sort of bug in the save game, or in the game in general, I have no idea, but since I started loading up my save games this weekend, including the earlier saves actually, Bob suddenly started appearing again, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't here before. I mean, he's a little hard to miss, and he, for some reason, is now completely stuck in the middle of my base, so... yeah, we kind of have a pet over here, and so far Bob has been very friendly, so I'm very happy he's back and he can enjoy the awesome look of our base. Now, in order to do some science, we are going to have to unlock a few things, and specifically we need to unlock our field research. So I think we should be able to do this just fine. We have all the materials, we have a lot more materials than this in our inventory, in our storage facilities, and we are just going to launch the pod again, and there we go.
The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Okay, so if I remember correctly...
The map has been unlocked.
Yes, can I talk now, Ada? Yeah, thank you. So if I remember correctly, we actually do need to wait for this thing to come back. And, well, apparently not. We actually already have it over here. So let's start by building a MAM. I'm just going to call it MAM since molecular analysis machine is going to get very old very quickly. And I'm actually thinking of just building it attached to everything else we have going on here. So I'm just going to place down a few foundations, get it going, and then we'll meet right back here. Okay, so expanding our base a little bit on the side over here, we now have a MAM as well as a craft bench put up. Why a craft bench? Well, we also have one over there. No specific reason, but I just liked the look of it. And it also gave me the opportunity to actually point out something that you guys have been pointing out in the comments to me. Thank you very much for that. That if you want to craft anything and you want to craft multiples, just press space when you're on this menu and you will stop auto crafting. You don't have to push down the mouse button, keep the button pressed down or anything like that. It will just keep automating. You can get yourself a cup of coffee if you're making a lot of stuff, and this will take care of itself. So that was very convenient. Thank you all for pointing that out in the comments. And if you didn't read the comments and you didn't know about this, then you do know about it now. Now I'm actually making some reinforced iron plates for a very good reason, because we are going to need several of those to make our, what is this called? Object scanner. I'm supposing this is exactly what it looks like on the tin. This is something we're going to need to actually scan stuff. Now, honestly, I just saw something moving in the back here. Yep, all the creatures in our game seem to be back, including all the ones that we didn't see before. Is that a little duck walking there? Okay, we will definitely need to investigate that. But this guy is probably not going to be all that friendly to us. Before we do that, however, let's go and configure the MAM. Now, right now, we have 0 research done, and it looks like we can actually research quite a few things over here. That's interesting. We also have a hard drive, not entirely sure what this is supposed to do. But so far, so good. So we can actually start researching some stuff over here. We can't afford this. In order to do this, we are going to need to put in some stuff. So, some barrel nuts, some pillberries, and what's this? A bacon agaric. Okay, so we actually have a couple of those in our inventory, I think. So, let's check that out. Also, let's make sure we equip this thing. You can scroll through that. That's very convenient. Mercer spheres, some... What is this supposed to do? Okay, so we can kind of scan for those. That's interesting. Let's see. Okay. This is not actually doing. Okay, so you can see the direction in which this is. That's interesting. Okay. However, first things first, let's get a few of these and then a few of those. And let's go put them in the bench, or in the MAM, I should say. And nutrients, there we go. Start research, 3 seconds, we can wait for that. The analysis of barrel node is now completed. Please choose a new node in the tree to begin a new analysis. Okay, and so if we apparently research a couple
added to the
of these
object
things...
scanner.
Hello, Ada.
New research available in the MAM.
Okay, awesome. So, we are also going to need to start research this. Awesome. And we actually just need a few of these resources, I think. 2 of which we don't actually have access to at the moment, but then we should be able to research a nutritional processor. We don't have this. We actually don't have any thing unlocked over here, and what I'm guessing is that we actually are going to need to scan some of the well, basically all the stuff that is around us to actually unlock this and then be able to research it and so on. So let's go and do some of that. So let's go find out if we can actually do something with all this wildlife around. Now, this one is not going to be all too friendly, but to be honest, I don't think it matters that much. Just poking it a little bit with the stick. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, this one is really aggressive. Get over here, get over here. There we go. Okay, now can I actually pick something up from you or whatever to scan? Oh, apparently your body was left behind when I killed you. And I think you should...
of this creature might shed light on how to increase chances of survival. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Okay, so we can now basically research something in the MAM, and while we're here, we actually have this slug over here as well that I'm going to assume we can also do something with. Just need to make my way up there somehow. I think this should work, right? There we go, a little slug. Now, I can't actually scan this, I tried, but we can pick it up. There we go.
This semi-slug seems to emit unfamiliar energy readings which could potentially be retrofitted into FICSIT technology. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Okay, so we can't just basically retrofit all the leaves and trees and natural resources. We also can use the wildlife into our factory. That's an interesting twist. Let's see. There was something else walking around here, wasn't there? The little duck thingy, or where did it go? Pretty sure I just saw it moving here just a second ago. Hello? Hello? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, seriously, what the hell is this? Is this a bird? Is this a plant? Not entirely sure if we're supposed to be able to do anything with this, and I'm not entirely feeling comfortable with killing this, because to be honest, it's so cute. It's just extremely cute. I'm not sure what it's trying to do. Are you trying to catch flies or something with your beak? Yeah, this is actually really awesome. I'm gonna try and kill it for science, and then see if we can actually research with it, and if that's not the case... Is it actually... Are you trying to bite me, or are you just trying to catch something here? Okay, this is just awesome. If this is just a random critter walking around doing this, it's already awesome enough. But yeah, I'm just going to see if we can actually do something with this, and if not, I am going to reload quickly, because wow, this is just awesome. Okay, I tried it out just so you don't have to, and leave these creatures alone, because as far as I can tell, there's no reason to kill them, and we don't get any additional research options from them. Now, we are going to hop back to our MAM, and we're going to see what we just unlocked and how this works in general, because to be honest, this is kind of exciting, and we might be able to get a few more things from this. So we now have something unlocked in alien organisms, and this is the Hawk research, and it will actually give us access to alien protein. And should also unlock us something new. Yep, we now have the bioorganic properties, which will help us unlock the organic data capsule, as well as biomass for some reason, which we already have. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to be, but maybe that's like an alternative recipe or something like that. But in order to do that, we're going to need some biomass. That's not a problem, but we're also going to need some more of those alien proteins. So basically, we're just going to go have to hunt some more hogs. Other than that, there's also hashers, stingers, spitters. This all sounds not too friendly, to be honest, but that will also all lead into this research. So I'm supposing that's not really needed in order to make this. It's just alternative ways to get there. And we also have a protein inhaler over here. That's probably going to help us heal a little bit quicker. And we have the inflated pocket dimension over here. 1,000 cables. Okay, that's a lot. But it'll actually give us 6 inventory slots. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So in terms of nutrients, we had all of those unlocked already. And then we have power slug here. That will actually give us the power shard unlock. Okay. And there we go. So we now have that unlocked. And that now gives
New
us
recipe unlocked.
access to slug scanning. So that helps us find more of those. We can unlock that straight away. That's fine. So now we can find some more slugs, and with some slugs we should now be able to unlock yellow power shards. I'm a little confused though, because this already gave us the reward of the power shard. But apparently if we get some more yellow slugs, I guess that is, yeah, it's a yellow slug. Along with some other stuff we can unlock, I guess this is a new type of power shard. And then what do we have over here? We have an overclock production that actually requires a power shard to unlock, and that will allow us to overclock our facilities. Now, to be honest, it shouldn't be too much of an inconvenience to go find another slug, because I'm assuming that we can craft the power shards over here. Hog protein, power shard. Yes. But we are going to need a new slug because we just used our other slug to unlock it. So we go to this, and then let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's actually the other one. Oh, so much spam. So we can hunt for this, we can hunt for this, we can hunt for power slugs, and then we can see where a power slug is supposed to be, somewhere in this direction apparently. And I'm just gonna go and find another slug. Well, I was looking for slugs, but what's this then? This is a little... Aw, why are you backing off? You don't have to back off. I'm very friendly. Come on. Come on. What? No! 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 Okay, so that's not what I wanted to do, but okay. Now, before you all start accusing me of murder, that was completely unintentional, by the way. I did reload to make sure that our little guy over here is actually back, so we don't have to watch him fall down the cliff again. I'm gonna be really careful when I pick up that slug. But if there's actually something we're supposed to do with this little guy, we can pet him. But as far as I can tell, when I try to pet him, he just keeps running off once again. So if there's a trick to that, let me know in the comments. Now, there's also some other types of resources around, and I'm guessing that if we collect some of this...
Data shows this is a mix of sulfide and sulfate minerals. It could be an indication of recent volcanic activity. A new research tree exploring volatile self-defense applications can now be accessed in the MAMl.
Okay, so interesting. So this will actually unlock some research as well. Now, I'm just gonna go and do a little round around our starting facilities to see if I can collect any other types of resources, things like that, and then let's see what types of things we can unlock. Now we're back here in our little factory, our little mini mall, and Bob is still dutifully making sure everything is all in order, everything is working. I refilled the entire plant, actually built up a little bit of a surplus of biomass fuel now, so next time around I can just hop back there and make sure that we have everything powered up. Biomass is getting a little bit annoying, but hopefully we'll be able to find something like coal. I think one of you mentioned in the comments, so yeah, that should be on the menu pretty quick. Now, speaking of being on the menu, I was definitely on the menu of all the wildlife. As you can see, my health is still regenerating. We definitely had a bug where all the creatures were disappearing from my game initially, because I wasn't walking around with this little zappy thing for a long time. I didn't actually encounter any hostiles, and while I was exploring, just not even that far, just a little bit around the base in general, I think I must have killed now something like a dozen or so of those little hogs. There were a couple of spitters, similarly sized creatures that don't seem to do too much other than knock you back really hard when you get too close. And yeah, in general, there were just a lot more creatures around. So I'm guessing that bug is now fixed, and we should now be seeing a lot more creatures wherever we go. Now let's see what we can actually unlock. By the way, the hard drives are apparently things you can find around the map. Thanks you, Frank, for pointing this out. I haven't actually found anything yet, but this will help us to get some more recipes when we do find them. Now, let's see. Alien organisms. I did find a couple of spitters. There we go. So let's start this research. Now, I'm actually guessing this won't do anything. Yeah, so this just goes into there as well. But I'm guessing that now will allow me to actually make the alien protein from spitter residue as well. So it's still worth actually researching these things, I think, even though you already have the next one unlocked. Okay, so Caterium. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, honestly. I found a little bit of this next to our copper facility, and that will now allow us to search for it, so that's actually quite useful. That will give us access to something new. And
new resource added to the resource scanner.
Thank you, Ada. Are you done talking? Yeah. Okay, so apparently if we find a bit more of this, we can then find the ingots, the quick wire. Okay, so a lot of new stuff to go down this tree. Still nothing new here. Now, I did find a couple of these slugs. We can actually research the overclocking now. I made some of those batteries. What do we need for this? We need stuff that we don't actually have, because I haven't found any of those yellow slugs so far. And we also found some sulfur, so let's make sure we research this. And once again, this was very close to where the copper was, in case you are playing along with me. You probably already found it because it wasn't really hidden or anything like that. I just left it for now. Black powder, experimental power generation. That sounds interesting. We also have the Nobelisk detonator. Okay, we get to blow stuff up. And an expanded tool belt. So a lot of interesting stuff to go find here as well. Fungus-like vegetation. Unknown crystalline mineral. Okay, so there's probably more stuff to discover, but this gives you an idea of how the progress in this game is going to work. So basically you find new stuff, then you find some more of that stuff, then you unlock stuff, and then you go down this tree. As you can see, there's a lot of items that we haven't actually been able to make so far that we will need in order to progress down these trees, so that's going to be interesting for sure. And this seems to be more about blowing up stuff. It actually said something about self-defensive mechanisms as well, so I'm assuming we're going to get something to shoot back a little bit more efficiently at these creatures other than just zapping them. Although I don't see anything in particular here just yet. Although I guess the dynamite counts, if that's... I'm not entirely sure that's a smart way to blow creatures up, but might work, I don't know. Yeah, so that is the research that we have for now. It gives us a little bit of an idea what to strive for next. Now, in terms of striving next, we also need to complete our milestones, which are all of these. We can pretty much already unlock most of these, with the exception of this one that needs these rotors that we get, I think, from the first one over here. Yep. We also have smart plating, which apparently we need for the space elevator. And there's another couple of things, especially the awesome sink and the awesome shop, I think will be integral to where we want to go next. Now, before we do that, we also definitely need to complete the space elevator. The objective here at the top right has been screaming at me to do so for a very long time. It's a huge building, actually, so let me see. Can we place it down somewhere close-ish here, maybe? I'm not sure if that's a good idea, to be honest. It's a very inconveniently large building to place in first person, honestly. But I think it should fit over here. Now you can see there's a couple of entry points over here as well. So I have a feeling we are supposed to feed this with materials at some point. And that means that we might not want to place it there. But there's another thing we actually unlocked. So before we place that one down, let's check out the map. We are over here on the map, so we're kind of in the middle of a large open space over here. Interesting. So we are... I'm not very sure if we can move this around, can we? Yeah, we can. Well, that doesn't really tell us if we're in the middle of the map or not, but given this is a whole empty space, I'm gonna assume that we're kind of like supposed to go into this direction over here. So let's see. We have a lot of water here, apparently. It might be interesting to build the space elevator more in this direction, maybe. I think this is where we have the copper, this is where we have the iron production, so it might be wise to kind of go with the space elevator into this direction, just to make sure we don't have it like in a corner of our little factory. That's probably going to come back and bite us at some point. So, I am going to build a little platform over here and put up the space elevator, and then we're going to see what's up with that before we plan our next steps for the next episodes, because we will definitely need to increase the size of our factory, but it makes sense to kind of prioritize what we need in what order before we do that. So we have our hub over there, and to be honest, from a distance it looks even better than it does from up close, and I decided to build a little platform over here. So this is basically up on the ledge, on the little hill that I was actually considering to build the space elevator before as well. And the reason for doing that is actually that we have a lot of open space there in the back that I think we will use for a larger factory, and for the moment I can't see a specific use for this area, and there's a lot of trees and stuff like that in the way, so I figured, well, might as well just build the space elevator here. We can always move it in case we need to. So let's build this ginormous thing. Let's flip it around. There's as you can see, there's things going in and out, or in at least, from the sides. And I'm guessing most of that will be coming from, not from the direction of my base right now, but from the other side. Yeah, I guess this works. Let's place it down and see what that looks like. It's actually kind of cool that it built so slowly, because there's a huge amount of resources going right into that. Man, that's a big building. I really like how the ground shakes when it does that. Oh, it's not done yet. Okay, we're taking this whole space elevator thing really literally. Oh wow, that's kind of cool, honestly. You done now? I guess so. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Let's go check that out. I usually just suicide of these things, but since you're all watching, I need to do it carefully, of course. Let's jump up here and let's configure this thing. So, we can apparently put in smart plating, which is one of the items we can unlock. Delivery will unlock tier 3 and 4. We need to load resources, and then we can seal and send. And for the moment, it seems that that's the only thing this does. Let's double check to make sure we are not missing anything on the other side. Oh, we can actually configure it from wherever, so we don't actually need to be at that little platform. We can hook up things to this, so I'm guessing we'll need to do that at some point. You can also climb on top this, which is kind of cool. Oh, it's sticking out actually. Oh, let's build a little bit of foundation to fix that problem. Yeah, so actually switch the building style to Zoop. And you can switch with R between build modes like vertical, default, Zoop. And Zoop basically means that you can do this, which is really convenient, especially for placing down foundations. And once again, thank you for pointing this out in the comments. It's I'm learning a lot from you guys, so keep that up. Yeah, looking pretty good. We have our own space elevator. And that means we should now probably go back and determine what we're going to do next. And we're home sweet home, so let's check out the next milestones. We have part assembly where we are going to get the assembler, which is going to get 2 parts into 1 part, so that probably means that we're going to need that in order to make copper sheets, rotors, modular frames, and smart plating, which seems likely that they will be combinations of all the other things. Obstacle clearing will actually allow us to cut down trees, as far as I can tell. And we'll also get solid biofuel, so that will be interesting to see how that differs from normal biomass. The jump pads are just to get up and down buildings really quickly, and we're definitely going to need the rotors first before we go into that. The awesome sink is apparently something we can use to drain off excess resources and trade them in for something, so we will definitely want to explore that. And then we have basically better belts. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to unlock all of that between now and the next episodes, with the exception of the jump pads, because we can't make the rotors just yet. And then in the next episode, we are definitely going to scale up our factory by a lot, because I do want to start making at least a couple of these next tier type of resources, and maybe even all of them, but let's find out. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Even though we actually didn't build anything in here, we actually did. We built the large elevator, which cost, I think, about as much materials as the rest of this entire base combined. But we did a deep dive into the research, so I hope you enjoyed that, in case you weren't familiar with that yet. If you were, this episode might have been a little bit slow for you, and I see a lot of red lights, so my entire factory is out of power once again. Okay, so I'm going to go and repower my base, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.